Pomannamustabut barang-orang kaitare barlaran algasta arangachila harasta irasta tom tom domini dom. Aichal Michel. My name is Suar, which means snow raven in English. That name was given about 5 years ago by a shaman woman back in my homeland, and I was resisting it. And you know, what you resist persists, and raven energy, which means in my culture a mental death and rebirth, mysticism and looking at the life through the raven eyes, that energy was keep coming to me, and I had to face that energy, that fear. Since I accepted it, my wings became dry and I was ready to fly. I'm not soaring yet, but I feel that, the flow of the airstreams, cold and warm airstreams, and I just catch it. I'm learning right now to how to catch it, how to feel it. My story, it comes from Arctic Siberia, my homeland. If you ask question, where is that? Republic of Sakha-Yakutia, it's situated very near to North Pole. It's part of Russia. And if it was an independent country, it would have been 6th largest in the world. So it's very, very vast, and only few people live there. If you look at the density, before Russians discovered us, it was like a 10th of the body per square kilometers. And traditional way of living, like facing fear, constant cold, where the winters actually can go to minus 96 by Fahrenheit, it's 72 by Celsius. So my people were living in that environment and constantly facing fear and being in a survival mode. So I just look back into my childhood and I feel like, wow, how did I survive? My grandfather lived in a very traditional way. There was no electricity, and cows were living in the same house, winter house, just separated by wall. And they were bringing heat, and the fireplace, it was also a source of heating. And the ice cubes from the lake, it was a source of drinking water. And the smell of fresh air, the most delicious that I cannot find anywhere, that comes from large trees in May. I just miss that so much. So I grew up in an environment with full of animal sounds and bird sounds. And because of the silence there, because of, like perhaps a couple cars would pass the road, and it's only village with 300 people. And being in that cocoon, in that container, and just made me to hear sound in a very interesting way. So they do this, and I could hear that tail of the sound. So it was natural delay. Or the cuckoo bird, which is the sign of spring, with the first sound, we recognize the beginning of the spring. And it would, just echo from one hill to another. And it would have been so I could hear these little details. And when I moved to the big cities, about 5 years ago, I moved to the United States. I was wondering, wow, how my 5 sensations it became less sharp. But every single time when I hear traditional songs of my people, or every single time when I talk to my mom in Sakha language, which is my native tongue, it just takes me to my childhood, to those sweet memories when I was sitting and watching, looking at the sunset on the west side, and finding myself in equanimity. There was like no wind, and you can hear just little bugs, little flies, their wings sounds, very high frequency. And that silence, I miss that so much. And moving to the bigger cities, it just made me, perhaps my ears were canceling the noise as a white noise. And the voice of our ancestors, it's very, very important. So I've been carrying that 34 years now, and that voice of ancestor, when I looked at the sunset, that was calling me. There's something bigger. Just follow it. So you're all carrying your ancient ancestors' voices. That's how we believe. We believe in Oyunahan, which is shamanism. And the word shaman, saman, came from northern nomadic reindeer herders, tribes from Arctic Siberia, our neighbors. It means the person who knows. So in shamanism, we believe that we can enter through our voices to the different realms and travel and download data, very important information from Web of Life. And one elder shaman told me that, our bodies actually are like a devices. So we just can download and share it with people. And in that time, shamans were sharing it with community to survive. So they could predict the future, they could locate game meat, or they could heal all kinds of illnesses. And we call those people as a gifted people, chosen ones, because they don't have choice, actually. Spirits choose them, and they have to go through devastating pain, suffering, almost, I'm going to use Western terminology here, psychiatric terminologies, but we don't diagnose people like that. So the symptoms of the future shamans, when they get sick, are very close to schizophrenia, epilepsy, losing consciousness, or having seizures, losing memory. And they learn how to deal with that energy. We believe that energy goes through the body. And when physical body, it's not ready, it just reacts. And so that's what happens to future shaman, and they learn how to deal with that in order to download that information that community would survive upon. So in one of those transcendental states, usually shamans, they call their totem animals. And the totem animals are their helpers. So they borrow skill of the animal. Let's say an owl. The owl sound, I love that. It's really, really meditative. So it's like a lower tone of your head sound. So that is actually when a shaman makes that sound, shaman borrows the skill of owl, which is night vision or flying without sound, very silent, or rotating head 360. And in a shamanic world, it's really the power of imagination is very important. So we've taken for granted those English words like imagination. Imagination is actually when you open up the portal through attention and then you create your own world. I wanted to invite you for the imagination, your storytelling. And I do believe that everyone has an indigenous ancestor, the ancient ones. Everyone in this planet Earth, no matter what ethnicity and where we were born, we all were close to Mother Nature, and our ancestors were hunters. We were bowing to the power of nature and living by the cycle of life, cycle of seasons and planets. In shamanism, we also believe that there are three worlds, lower, middle, and higher. So the lower world, it's facing fear. It's a primal survival energy. And if we learn how to elevate it towards the heart, love realm, taptal, and shine from here, if we believe that middle world is everything tangible, and if we learn how to build our tangible world out of our heart, with love, that we can even elevate it towards the higher worlds, which is gratitude, machtal, and this kuttal, taptal, machtal, three worlds are very important in my culture to keep it in a wholeness, not denying, not running away from the fear, uncomfortable, states. So with that said, I would love to try with you to chant and awaken our inner voices. We have all of these hidden gems. We all have this voice of ancestors. I would love to invite you to find these hidden places. And at the beginning, I would like to do with you some animals and bird sounds. Let's create a forest here, sounds of forest. And in the end, we will chant together, just like a closing. I would love to share with you a breath of reindeer, which is, I call it Arctic beatbox. When the Lord of the Tundra, reindeer, runs long distance, like thousands of miles, they breathe in a certain way. It's inhale and exhale. So I'm going to show you how we do Arctic beatbox. Well, I came up with that name, Arctic beatbox. It's a reindeer breath. Let me actually grab this mic for that. So that's the Arctic beatbox. And as a final, I would love to chant with you a little bit. There's a Toyuk traditional invocation song, invocation to the deities or the power of the universe, the sounds that open up yourself to the universe. And we call it Jehe Boho, Jehe Boho Ho Ho. So we have a lot of sounds in Sakha language that automatically activates your diaphragm and connects all three worlds, lower, middle, and the higher that I spoken before. So let's activate these three worlds in our bodies. And I would love to invite you to chant with me. And perhaps just following the melody is very easy. The lyrics are Jehe Boho. Let's try it first. Jehe Boho, Jehe Boho Ho Ho. Nice. So what we're going to do is just weave it into song, into melody, which is Je Bo, Je Bo. That's how we bow to the power of universe. That's how we bow to each other. That's how we bow to the power of nature. So I would like to try it with me first, just a melody without hands. Jebo, Jebo. Once more. It's very good. Is it too high for you? Or that's fine? Sometimes, men's voice are naturally, it's in the lower tones. So we can do it again, like a take deep breath first. Jebo, Wow, you're all in tune. Very beautiful. Yeah. So let's do that third time with perhaps your hands embracing the power of the universe. And you can even close your eyes. And let's invite that divine, powerful energy to descend to your body. That's how we get connected to all three worlds, lower, middle, and the higher. Gratitude, a prayer. All right? So take a deep breath in. Jebo, Jebo. Machtal means thank you in my language. Machtal for your trust and curiosity. Don't be afraid to sound weird sometimes.